Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. Good to have you along today. Back in December, Yavapai County Supervisor Chip Davis was in studio, and we talked about the fact that the districts for the Yavapai County, as far as the supervisory districts, need to be redone because we're going from 3 to 5 supervisors in 2012 due to a population increase. So Yavapai County Supervisor Chip Davis is back in studio today, and County Administrator Julie Ayers is in studio today. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good to have you along. Now we're going to put this program together. Now there, a lot of open houses are being held this month and next month across the county in different locations. And the two of you are kind of giving the presentation as to why we need to go from 3 to 5 supervisors. And we're trying to divide up the county in a different way as opposed to it is now. So we're going to video this today. So if you're listening right now, you can tune into Cable 1 Channel 2 and watch the program, or you can just wait. We're going to have it up on the website, so anytime you want to, you can go there and take a look at it. But anybody who can't get to the open houses, this would be a good way for them to find out exactly what's going on.
Absolutely.
So you guys normally give a presentation. You gave one just Tuesday night in Ash Fork, and I know there's more coming up the rest of this month and next month. I was telling Julie before the show that we're talking about those each week, on Friday and Saturday especially. So we'll keep doing that as the process goes on. And I was looking at the back page of this, and I can see that it's going to be a whole year worth of stuff to talk about. So
Correct.
First of all, thank you for all the news stories. I appreciate that. And then we'll let folks know and keep them informed. So let's go ahead and let you guys start giving the presentation.
Well, as you mentioned, we do have all of our information on the website, and what the board's philosophy was to outreach as much as possible so that we could interact with all of the citizens in Yavapai County. As you mentioned, because of state statute, Yavapai County will be required to go to 5 supervisors versus its existing 3. Although there's been a lot of comment as far as that we already had too many, we've still decided that. Sorry, that was.
That's good. No. Okay.
So we're going to make our transition from 3 to 5 due to state statute. The statute states that merely the 3 supervisors can get together, determine the new district boundaries, and as long as we meet minimal criteria for the Department of Justice, that's how we submit our districts. Our board felt differently. We felt that this is a big, important change for all of Yavapai County. So what can we do to outreach to make sure we receive input about what are the issues and concerns of the citizens out there, and so that we can incorporate those into our decision-making process.
So you're saying prior to these open houses, you really didn't have to have any open houses?
Correct.
Or have any public discussion?
Correct.
You and Carol Springer and Tom Thurman could have just sat down and said, okay, this is how we're going to divide it up. Done deal.
We would do it in public meeting, of course, but that,
well, yeah.
It's in its basics, that's the process that could take place.
Okay, all right. So we got the public input involved.
And it's super important. I mean, this is, it's a milestone for Yavapai County. We've been governed by 3 districts, since 1865. And folks have become kind of used to our form of government. And so now for us to have to split is a big issue, and a lot of questions people have out there. I think it's really important for folks in the Verde Valley, because we'll be splitting what's historically been the entire region governed by 1 district.
Now that's your district right now.
Correct.
District 3 is
the Verde Valley region up from Sedona to Camp Verde. So we have a population in this particular district of 70,000, and we'll need to split down into districts of around 43,000. So consequently, some way, somewhere, somehow, the Verde Valley is going to branch off and reach out into other parts of Yavapai County. And so that's the venture that we're on for the next few months.
Okay, and then Julie, you've got a PowerPoint presentation you give during these open houses, so why don't we go ahead and give that?
Sounds good.
And then we'll move from there.
And with the presentation, we really want to start at the beginning as to, what is a county? And, counties are established by state law, and every Arizona resident lives in one of the 15 counties. Of course, not everyone lives in a city or town, but again, everyone lives in a county. Counties are broken into districts for purposes of electing the Board of Supervisors, and of course, we currently have 3 board members. But also just wanted to highlight what county government does. What is the Board of Supervisors responsible for? And basically, law enforcement, prosecution, public defense, court system, probation, recording, tax collection, property assessment, detention, jail services, public health, roads, elections, voter registration, planning and zoning, and landfills. And so these are all established by statute. And in fact, Yavapai County's general fund, 52% of it is courts and law enforcement. So that is, I guess what you could say, our primary function.
And unfortunate.
It's an important process.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest questions we get when we're out in the community is why do we have to redistrict at a time where budgets are tight and a lot of people are calling for smaller government? Why do we have to go here? And really the answer is that after each census, counties are required by federal law to redistrict. Now in most years that we would simply rebalance our districts so that they have equal population. But this time around there's an Arizona law that requires counties with a population of 175,000 or more to have 5 supervisor districts.
Now, this wasn't a surprise to us, right? We knew this was coming because of the census.
We knew that we would have to redistrict because of the census, but without knowing what the census results will be, it makes it difficult. Prior to 2009, the threshold was 200,000 residents.
Okay.
And it was dropped in 2009 to 175. With that lower threshold, we are guaranteed to go to the 5 supervisors. Our population in 2000 was 167,000.
So this is not an if, this is a must.
This is a must.
Okay.
This is required by state law.
By state law, okay.
We also want to talk about what redistricting does not do. At our very first open house, we had a lot of questions, and so we want to clarify that redistricting does not change someone's address. It does not change the county tax structure or the amount of taxes that are paid. It doesn't change city and town boundaries, school district or fire district boundaries, and it doesn't change the congressional or legislative representation that a resident has within our system.
Okay.
So as I mentioned, our population with the 2000 census was 167,000, and we're estimated for the 2010 census to be 215,000. Now I say estimated because even though the state-by-state census results have been released, county-by-county numbers have not been released. And we're expecting those to come out end of February, but more likely March. And so at this point in time, when we're out in the community, there's some expectation that we already have maps out there that people can view and potentially look at 5 districts. But the reality is we can't start that process of divvying up into 5 districts until we have that very specific census information.
And when is that coming again?
Late February, but March is what we're counting on.
Okay. Because it says here county total population right now is 167,517.
That was based on the 2000 census.
Okay, and we've obviously grown since then.
We've grown since then. We're estimated to be at 215, but even if the growth wasn't quite as steep as expected, or if we had significant population depart, maybe due to the economy, we firmly believe we'll be over that 175 threshold. If the threshold was still 200,000, I guess we'd have to wait and see, but with 175, we're going to be at 5 supervisors.
Okay, would it be a good time to take a quick break?
Sure.
All right. Yavapai County Supervisor Chip Davis in studio today, County Administrator Julie Ayers. We're talking about the fact that the Board of Supervisors have to come up with new districts because we're going from 3 to 5 supervisors in 2012. Stick around. Countywide will be back in just a couple minutes.